Welcome back, everyone. Brandon Elijah has joined us now. He's with the law firm Burroughs Elijah. And you know, what we're talking about, Brandon, is the shock of losing a spouse and all the emotions with that. And at the same time, there are some tasks that you have to deal with immediately. And this was a situation Mary Ann found herself in, and she has talked about how helpful you were. What kind of advice and what are just some of the sort of checklist items that surviving spouse needs to know about?
Yeah, you know, you're going through grief of losing someone, and then all of a sudden you talk to an attorney and they tell you all these things that need to be done before you can actually get organized and protect yourself and deal with the financial strain and deal with transfer of assets, for example. I'm concerned with three things typically when a surviving spouse loses a husband or wife. One is, how is it going to affect your income? You know, both spouses might be bringing income into the marriage, paying for, you know, monthly expenses on a regular basis. You may have a mortgage that you have to continue to pay. What happens when one spouse passes away? What is that going to do to your monthly income? The second thing that I'm concerned about is control of the assets that you own. Most people don't realize, for a married couple that owns a home, they may be joint owners, but technically they only own 50% each. And so when your spouse passes away, you have to get control of the house. And the way you do that is by transferring the deceased spouse's ownership in the home to yourself.
Really?
Really. So
even if you had co-signed on the house?
Yes. Even if you'd co-signed, the default in the state of Georgia is typically joint ownership, and it's technically and legally called joint tenants in common, where each spouse owns 50% of the house. And then the third thing that I'm concerned about for most of my clients is making sure that your plan is updated after your spouse has passed away. If you have a will that leaves everything to your spouse, if you name your spouse as your executor, you need to get that updated because they're no longer there. They're not going to be a beneficiary. The same goes for your durable power of attorney for finances, and then for your health care power of attorney as well. Those documents need to be updated if you've lost a spouse.
I've read, Brandon, that there is like an avalanche is the way that it's described of things that you need to do, and that some of the most important advice is don't make any huge financial decisions too soon. Like, don't just decide, I'm going to sell my house. But there's some things you do need to take care of immediately, but there are other things that you might be able to do, you know, 2 months out, 6 months out, a year out.
Right, and that's a good point. You know, I mentioned having to deal with a change in income. That's something that you immediately need to deal with.
Right.
You know, your bills are not going to change, right? Those continue to come, and so you need to make sure that your income, that you understand your income and how the death of a spouse is going to affect that. As far as things like transferring assets, you're right. You could do that later on down the road. You don't need to do that immediately. And so you can pace it out, pace yourself, and don't worry about doing everything right away. You know, you can take some time.
Mary Ann, what were some of those issues for you that you were decided this has to be done right now, that you weren't expecting?
Well, of course, getting the house into my name, and Brandon helped me do that. You have to get it redeeded into your name, and that takes a little time. Actually, it took almost a month.
And many people don't know that in order to do that, you have to file the will of your deceased spouse with the probate court. And then by going through that process, the surviving spouse has the legal authority to then transfer assets.
Right, and then with Social Security, you have to, like Brandon said, if you have two incomes coming in, then you're down to one. And for us, we were both on Social Security, so that leaves me with nothing but one income, and that's the death benefit or widow's benefit. So you may go from $6,000 a month to less than $2,000 a month instantly. So you have to refigure that your taxes are going to change, filing your taxes is going to change. So you need to talk to a financial advisor too about how to refile, how to fix your income to where your bills are still paid, and make sure that you have enough death certificates to cover everything that you need
Yeah.
to go through and fix or change down the line.
Important information. I
get it
thank you both for talking to us about this, Marianne, especially you, because I know it's painful. And Brandon, your advice is so important. We've got links on our website to Brandon's practice, and we also have different links you can go to for more of this information, and hope it's going to be beneficial to you. We'll be right back.
Still to come, how a shoebox full of little presents impacts children across the world. Operation Christmas Child, next on Jennie.